Welcome, everybody. My name is Candace Anderson, Senior Ruby Ambassador here, and I am excited because it is the month of June. And what happens every year in Plexus during the month of June? Convention, which means essentially a ginormous family reunion. We all get to go together. We get to all hang out. We get to all connect. And there is nothing more powerful than a ginormous group of people, like-minded people, all rowing their boat in the same direction. It is just very energizing and cup filling, and I'm just so excited. And if you've not been to convention before, there is still time. There's 14 days, and you can book last minute tickets to Vegas pretty darn cheap. So I hope that after you have a chance to listen to this call, if you're at all on the fence, you're going to turn around and scurry over and get registered and get your tickets bought and figure out a way to make it happen and room up with somebody and come enjoy and fill your cup and learn. Because really, let's be honest, convention isn't just a social hour, although we do thoroughly enjoy it as such. It is a business meeting. This is a business event and a business meeting, and it is vital. A vital part of growing your business and connecting. And so, what I want to talk to you a little bit about tonight is how to get the most out of your experience at convention. So, I want to go over a few topics, and then this is going to be a little bit different of a call. Usually, our Monday night calls is just kind of you get to sit back, be a fly on the wall, and listen in, but I'm going to help rip that Band-Aid off of engaging in communication with each other. And I'm hopeful that by doing this plan, or like this activity that I have planned for us tonight, I'm hoping that by doing so, we can eliminate some of that uncomfortable awkwardness that can go into these big group events, especially if you're newer to this team, especially if you have not had an opportunity to meet some of us ladies. And to get together in person, it can be really intimidating and it can be really uncomfortable. And the idea of having to like put yourself out there can be a little nerve-wracking if we're being totally transparent here. I myself included. And so I'm hoping that with my activity tonight, we can get to know each other a little bit better and hopefully create a familiar face so that when we see each other in convention, you can feel confident and comfortable going right up to other team members and know that you know somebody in the room, and that you are welcome in the room, and that we are excited that you are there, and that it can hopefully make your experience just that much more entertaining or enjoyable. So to get things started off, I am going to borrow a little bit of content from the wonderful Brittany Howard and Christina Williams. I cannot say that I am coming up with all of these tips on my own. They have done several great videos on talking about how to get the most out of your experience in large group events. And I just think that they're really good reminders going into this event. And so I want to highlight them here. And really, the number one thing to keep in mind is that you are going to get exactly what you want out of this event. Your mindset going into this event is going to determine what you get out of it. What you focus on expands. And so if you come into this excited with an open mind, ready to learn, you are going to hear what it is that you needed to hear to be able to help move that needle forward in your business. But if you come into this event stressed out, negative, even on the worrywart side, it's going to be really difficult for you to have an open mind and to receive the training that is coming down the pipeline. One of the things to keep in mind, we are very fortunate on our team. a lot of our jewels and diamonds are corporate trainers. And so there may be some content that you've heard before, which is fantastic. How lucky are you? But that doesn't mean that it isn't good to have those refreshers. And I can't tell you how often I will go back and listen to old training videos just as kind of like to brushing up and kind of that reminder. And so you're never too good, or you don't know so much that you can't go back and re-listen and rehear and be reminded and be refreshed. So with that being said, go into this with an open mind. Um, Another tip, be early. This is a business event. If you're on time, that means you're late. So there is a lot of traffic. There is a lot of people all moving in one direction. And so I encourage you to plan on getting to where you want to be well in advance. And so that way, it will alleviate the stress, right? It will help ease the uncomfortness. Yes, Natalie is the queen. And I'd like to say I help back up every now and then. She would have been proud of me in Punta Cana. um, but really, it's such a large crowd. And so it will help alleviate your own stress too if you give yourself plenty of time. And by plenty of time, I'm talking be there 15 minutes early at minimum of like doors opening. And so the other thing is it's just plain courteous to be there on time and to get your seats so that you're not distracting to the other people that are there that have paid for their ticket and that are wanting to get the most out of their time. It's just courteous. Essentially, be courteous, be professional. We can do good here. um, Another helpful tip, please don't be the one that's talking during the training sessions the entire time. We all know, we've all been there. We've all wanted to be like, just stop talking. I'm trying to focus and listen. Please don't be that person for the people around you. Um, I know that it can be exciting. There can be topics that are brought up that you're like, oh my gosh, or I had this moment, or I had this experience, or you find yourself wanting to like dig in right away. And that is normal, that is natural. But it is the courteous thing to do to take a note, take a mental note. Remember to talk about that with your group when you're on break or out on session. And in the meantime, let everybody else get the most out of what they are there for too. So just simply be courteous and don't talk a lot during the sessions. And on that note, don't be distracted the entire time you're there during these sessions. This is an investment into your business. This is an opportunity to grow. This is an opportunity to receive outside training from other people that you would normally not have an opportunity to hear from. Don't spend that entire time on your phone, friends, please. There is a time and a place to work your business. There is a time and a place to be scrolling, and there is a time and a place to be attentive. Make the most of this. You've paid good money for your ticket and for this trip and to be there. So come prepared to take notes. Don't be distracted. Um, and when I say come to take notes, a helpful tip, I would encourage you to utilize whatever is normal and natural for you. If you're a pen and paper, have pen and paper there. If you're normally a typer, have your iPad or laptop there. If you don't normally take notes on your laptop, you'll probably never use it then. You'll probably not take notes during the sessions on your laptop. So don't even bring it. Don't even waste your time. Utilize whatever is most comfortable for you. Let's see. Outside of the sessions, be engaged with the community around you and be engaging yourself. Go above and beyond and step out of your comfort zone and go talk to people. It can be really easy to find your little group And once you find one or two people that you're comfortable with, to kind of stay in that comfort zone. But I encourage you to make the most of this trip. Get outside of your comfort zone. Be intentional with communicating and engaging and talking with other people. That's why we're there. Um, it's not every day that you get to be with a bunch of people from all across the country. Maximize that. Take advantage of it. Um, and so, with that being said, ask questions. Ask for other people's stories. This is like one of the best opportunities to create that library, that Rolodex of testimonies and stories. And the best way to do that is to be engaging and ask questions of people. Ask them about their story. Ask them where they're from. Ask them how long they've been here. Ask them, um, how do I want to say? I think Brittany says, have a couple questions in your back pocket at all times. Literally, have like create 2 or 3 questions that are like simple, easy to remember, that are go-to questions. If you were in the elevator with Diamond Sonia Dudley, what questions would you ask her? Right? If you had that opportunity to have one-on-one time, what questions would you ask her? I'm asking you to think about that because it's happened to me. I've been in the elevator with Sonia and I found myself and I went, hi. And it was totally awkward and I was not prepared. So I'm telling you, don't waste that moment. Don't waste that opportunity. Um, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Or not, sorry, not, don't be afraid to ask to take pictures. Please take all the pictures that you can. Normally, it would be awkward to walk up to different strangers to strike up a quick conversation and ask to take a picture. Yes, I will validate you on that. In normal situations, that would be slightly awkward. In this scenario, in this setting, it is completely normal and expected and actually quite flattering. And the jewels and diamonds amongst us, especially the ones who are training and pouring back into us, they want their cup filled to know that the time and effort that they're putting into helping coach and train across the board, whether it's at this particular event or sometime that they've done before, or whether the content that it is that they're putting out on social media that you absolutely love. Help fill their cup and tell them thank you. Let them know you appreciate the time and work that they've put into it. And don't be afraid to take that picture. They want to be there. They want to support us and they want to be part of our story and part of our journey. So do it. And I will tell you, I am the world's worst at remembering to take pictures. So please don't ever feel awkward about asking to take pictures with me. I am grateful for the ones who remember to do that. So here's my PSA reminder to you. Do it. Be fangirl, speak up, have fun, as Natalie says. Okay, so before we get too far along here, I want to go ahead and do breakout sessions now. So what's going to happen is when I click the button, Zoom is going to automatically pair us off into smaller groups, and they're going to be our own little individual intimate groups. And so I have a list of questions that are kind of icebreaker questions for some suggestions of how to get to know the people in your group. And my hopes is that after we have this breakout session, you'll hopefully get to put a name with a face of somebody that you have not engaged with before, and that when you see each other in 2 short weeks, you will feel like you have a familiar, friendly face, and it will be just that much more comforting going into such a big trip. So, with that being said, give me just a hot second here to create the breakout rooms. So recreate. Okay. If all works out well, when I click the button, it will kick us out. And then there will be like I think a 60-second reminder when we're rounding the end. And then it'll bring us all back together here into the group session to be able to wrap it up. Quick thoughts for questions that you guys can talk about, some ideas. Where are you from? That's always a good one. Who's your sponsor? How long have you been with Plexus? Kind of the quick rundown of who, what, when. Why did you join Plexus? And if there's enough time, share maybe a health testimony of what Plexus has done for you and what you envision your life looking like as a diamond. All right. Ready, set, here we go. Cross my fingers, this works.
I was trying to X out of that and I totally left my breakout session. Sorry.
It's okay. Everybody's popping back in here, hopefully. Looks like room 3 is still going. There's like, it says 25 seconds, and then I think it'll boot everybody out, I think. So we shall see if it works properly. Okay. All right, from what I can see, it looks like everybody got booted out of the rooms and everybody should be back here. All right, awesome. Welcome back. I know sometimes you probably got put in a room with some people you knew, but I'm really hoping that for some, especially for some of you who are newer, that you've got an opportunity to connect a little bit more one-on-one with somebody that you haven't met. I know we did an activity like this very similar, years ago, and it was in the beginning of my business here, and it was so impactful and made me feel so much more comfortable getting on Zoom calls. So I hope that that is the same experience that you will have um, experienced here too. Couple quick things to wrap up before we call it a night here. Um, the lines are long. Food lines are really long. Don't be afraid to get snacks or have food in your rooms. There's plenty of Walgreens, CSVs, Corners, DoorDash, Instacart, whatever you need to do. But I recommend having some food back in your room, because it can be challenging to get to food over lunchtime in between sessions. Um, Fashion is great, but there is going to be a lot of walking. So keep that in mind when choosing footwear. Um, Pack extra active. You're gonna need it, hands down, promise you. And one last tip, I know we're gonna be in Sin City. And it is totally okay to enjoy an adult beverage, but this is my friendly PSA to also remember that this is a business trip and to be act right, to be professionally appropriate with enjoying your adult beverage. All right, friends, that's all I've got for you. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I cannot wait to see you in 2 weeks. Good night, everyone.